What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video preview or review, because I'm never going to have this figure. We're going to take a look at the ShoreTrooper Squad Leader, and I pre-order or buy all my hot toys at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below because they do have a pile of loot, and they ship for $4. They double box them too, so that's a big plus for me. So definitely check them out. They don't just carry hot toys, they carry a bunch of stuff as well. But let's take a look at this guy. It looks beautiful. I mean, I don't even collect troopers, to be honest with you. I feel like, even back in the day, I feel like not helmeted figures are supposed to be cheaper than non-helmeted ones because, we buy hot toys because of the head sculpt, because it does look realistic. However, these troopers are getting better and better, that they do look realistic even without the head sculpt. And I'm so glad I kind of have that. It's a soft rule, by the way. I don't live by that rule because these guys are really tempting, especially for the price. Now they are actually cheaper than non-helmeted figures. This is $230, although Lando is $235, not that much. But I gotta admit, I broke that rule several times. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got Boba, Amando. They just look fantastic. Building troopers, though, like army building of these guys, they can be quite expensive, especially for $230 a pop. You got the squad leader, you got a regular grunt coming out maybe soon, who knows? But at one point, a shore trooper was considered a grail. Maybe it still is. Maybe I'm not paying attention too much on the eBay prices, but I can imagine this coming out in the regular grunt, even though they do have differences. To most collectors, if maybe the hardcore ones or not, maybe they are gonna want the same, like different variations. But I don't suggest paying, let's say, more anything like $500 or even $400 for the original one on Rogue One. I mean, that's just a suggestion. Obviously, you do what you want to do with your money, but with those subtle differences, you got to ask yourself: is it really worth paying double? Or almost double for that price because of those miniature differences. Even though to you it's massive, I mean, you're the only one who knows about it. So it looks good. I mean, this is one of those troopers who can actually do these poses because he does have fabric pants that allows him to do this, unlike other troopers who would probably rip themselves apart if you have him on a kneeling pose. But boy, these pictures are really tempting. I mean, CGE rock, as he does have everything in an actual setting, not in a Photoshop, and just highlights how realistic this figures can be in a right setting. I mean, look at this. I mean, those sands. I think he brought him to an actual beach, so they look great. Those sands. I know it could be real, it could be not. These guys are really great at what they do, but this would look fantastic. I mean, if you're just collecting troopers, I know Danny is, Mario, this would look great. I mean, this already looks great. Even the first version of the Shore Trooper already looks fantastic. You have them all together standing up. If you have the first one and you don't have to overpay, that's even better. I don't know, man. I just refuse, not just with Shore Trooper, I just refuse to overpay so much on an older figure, and not that Shore Trooper's older, but set a budget, let's say 100 over retail, something like that, but just to get that for the sake of completionist or completing it, because you never know when it's gonna stop, right? You never know if they're gonna reissue things, especially nowadays where you just don't know. They might not reissue it ever because they can just put another pouch on another trooper and call it, a Sergeant Shore Trooper. Who knows, right? But just ask yourself, is it really worth paying that much if something else exists that kind of looks like him? Again, it's your money. If you're a completionist, I can't even, no one can sway us. This is the life of a collector, man. You got to have them all. That's why it's called collector. You got to have them all, but sometimes, a little bit of logic kicks in. But again, that's just a tip. You don't need to follow my tip here. But as far as how it looks, man, I would say one of the best troopers out there. Best looking troopers, right? I like the Death Trooper as well, but as far as shelf presence and just popping, That doesn't have, because it's all black. It doesn't have the same one as the Shore Trooper. And again, the posability, you see the amount of poses that you could do with this guy. It makes you wonder as well. I mean, how well it looks would look good. The 501st, I see them kneeling down, so maybe they changed how they I've seen some poses where it's pretty articulated, but there's, I don't know, man. There's something about the Shore Trooper that just looks really fantastic. I don't know if it's the color scheme, the helmet, the armor, the pants, the articulation that it comes with. There's just something about it that is coming from a guy that does not have a. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I do have one Stormtrooper from the prequel, because they're basically giving those away for dirt cheap. But they look fantastic, man. I don't know. It's tempting, but I just don't have anyone to post them up with. So I'm looking at my Star Wars collection right now, and again, this is one of those purchases for $230, which you can kind of gamble, which is something that you can't do with certain figures like Venom. If you just kind of like Venom, it's hard to get him, right? Because you get him, it's $430. It's a massive dent to your wallet. At $230, it's still a dent to your wallet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying $230 is pretty cheap, but in terms of Hot Toys, that's pretty cheap, right? And you can get him. Maybe if I really don't like him, I can sell him, down the line for $200, and I'm pretty sure I can. And it's a trooper. They almost always retain their value in the long run. There's a lot of trooper collectors out there. These are like the Iron Man of Star Wars, which they all look great. All of them looks great. Maybe outside of the prequels, because they look like, and they can't move as well. But even those prequels, I got them pretty cheap back then at Big Bad Toy Store, because they were practically giving them away, and I was able to sell my what do you call that? He's like the incinerator trooper, so to speak. He has like the fire thing on his back. I'm losing my train of thought right now. But I was able to sell him for like $175, and I think I got him for like $100 or $110. So I still made a little bit more, almost broke even because of PayPal fees and shipping, because I think I sold him maybe $150 shipped. So I almost broke even, but I was able to enjoy him, take a couple of pictures for a while. So maybe I'll do the same thing with this. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments if I should get this. I'm really conflicted at this point. But yeah, let me know in the comments maybe to help me out. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this type of videos, give it a thumbs up, and watch out tonight with me and Will. Gonna have some live stream. We're gonna talk about this thing. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Follow me on Twitch and Facebook. We do some COD gaming. And I'll see you guys in the next video.